All right, good morning. Welcome to another game of Knights hockey. We're in Independence tonight for a rematch from last night out at the brand new Blue Hawk Arena. It'll be Rockhurst coming to visit your Knights. Knights winning 5-1 last night, getting a few points to move up in the standings. Wichita and Northwest Arkansas are playing each other this weekend. Not sure the outcome of those games, but they're both ahead of us in the standings. So an opportunity here for the Knights to continue to move up. A little rough game last night. A lot of penalties, couple misconducts and game misconducts. Hopefully we have a little cleaner action tonight, or this morning, I guess. Houlihan will be in goal for Rockhurst. Here come your Knights. Russo and Trent Smith will be dressed. It's all Izzy Wong too, so she's around here but not dressing for this varsity game. A little early for the JV game then. Five minutes on the clock for warm-ups. Knights last night had 52 shots on goal. Wow, they were peppering the Rockhurst goalies. Only got 5 goals out of that. Rockhurst, I believe, ended with 1 goal on 17 shots, so a nice defensive effort by the Knights to keep those shots down. After this varsity game, we will have both JV teams playing today, right here at Independence. JV1 will play at 1 o'clock. And then the JV2 will follow them at 2:45, I think, is scheduled puck drop. All right, final 35 seconds. They'll start shooting the pucks into the net so we can gather those things up. Quick look over here at Rockhurst. They'll be in their visiting whites. We do have some folks that join in from the other teams, so let's see if we'll do player introductions and national anthem or not. What's up, man? How are you? Good to see you. Come together.
Starters to the blue line, please. Starters to the blue line. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's matchup between the visiting Hawklets and your Knights. Good job, boys. Please rise, remove your hat, place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem.
Running a little late. Looks like no introductions tonight or this morning. So the Knights will bring out JC to the right, Bakta to come to center, and Sanders off to the left wing. Brown and Com will start on the defense. Oh yeah, running about 15 minutes late, and here we go. We're ready to get underway. Puck drop comes back to the Knights, all the way down towards Russo. That'll be grabbed by Brown. He'll send it around the boards. Quick shot saved by Russo as Brown tried to clear it. Rockhurst held it in. Now they'll backhand it back down low. Here comes Com. Com will tip it ahead up to Sanders. Sanders will race up the left-hand side. JC to the middle. Poke checked away by the Hawklets. Now wrapped over into the far corner. This will be grabbed by Bakta. Bakta will send it up to Com on the left D. He'll send one. Houlihan with the save on the glove. Sanders was right there up front trying to tip it in. And the Knights will change it up. This will bring in James, Neal, and Zwellenberg, along with Frederick and Braun. Face off one by Zwellenberg, back to Frederick. He'll send it down into the corner. That'll go to James. James will send it high up over to Braun, far side. Saved by Houlihan as the shot goes around the back of the net. Off to James. He'll battle in the corner. Zwellenberg over there trying to dig it out also. Now poked away by Rockhurst. This will be sent out into the neutral zone. This will come down into the night zone. Braun will backtrack. He'll look for a place to go with it. Oh, bounces one right off of Russo's leg. Wow. Almost put it in our own net. Now quick cross-eyes pass to Neal. He'll touch it to Zwellenberg. He'll take it in the right-hand side. Down into the corner. Neal will go right to the front. Zwellenberg has the pass over to Frederick. Popped up in the air. He'll slap it back down. James will race over, holds it in. Neal and James both go to the bench. Zwellenberg will send it around over to Smith, which is checked in. Here comes Bo Smith. And Banks into the line. This will go down low to Hutch. Hutch will send it right in front. Zwellenberg saved by Houlihan. Frederick misses on the one-timer. Rockhurst is going to come the other way. Nice back check by Hutch. Slows that up against Cowan. Now to go back behind the net. This will be grabbed by Smith. He'll try to clear it. Whiffs on the pass. Now Rockhurst will hold it in. Sends it off to the near corner. Over towards Frederick. Up to Banks. Banks will chip it up the wall. Rockhurst will get to it. They'll bring it back the other way. Down into the night zone. Poked away there momentarily by Frederick. Right up front. Backhand saved by Russo. Puck still loose. Russo's on his backside. Now it comes away with Larson that is checked in. Once again held in. Glove saved by Russo. Hawklets putting some pressure on, keeping it down into the night zone. Knights struggling to get it cleared out early. 12:29 remaining in the first. We'll face it off in the night zone. This will bring in Prazel. Hutch will stay in there. Quick shot saved by Russo. That'll go off to the far side. Hawklets hold it in again. Prazel's down low. Big check up against the boards. Loose puck comes over to Goins. Goins will touch it up to Dunlap. Dunlap will bring it up the left-hand side. Chips it down into the corner, backside of the net. Fortner will chase after it. Goins is down there too. Fortner comes away with it. Takes the shot, deflected off one of the Hawklets. Keeps it right in front of the net. Fortner with the shot, shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 40, Michael Fortner. And with 11:59 remaining in the first, Knights will take the lead 1-0. Quick face-off. This will be grabbed by Rockhurst. They'll bring it into the night zone. Looks to center it up front to Cowan. Cowan will lose it backside of the net. Grabbed by Hutch. Hutch will chip it up. That's chipped off of Fortner's stick. Not cleared. Now it pops up into the Knights bench. They'll blow it dead. We'll face it off. They'll go back down into the night zone. Sanders, Bachta, and JC will check back in on the forwards. Brown and Com on the defense. 1-0 Knights. Face off one, grab by Com. Com will send it off to the right to JC. JC up the right, Sanders to the middle, tries to center, to save by Houlihan, rebound by Com. That goes off to the side. Nice center pass over to Sanders. Nice save by Houlihan. That comes around to the corner over to Com. Com will dump it back down. This will be grabbed by the Hawklets. Now they'll do a cross-ice pass, touched by Sanders, slows that up. Sanders will bring it right back into Rockhurst. Blocker saved by Houlihan, comes near side. Grabbed by Bachta, over to Com. Com takes a shot, blocker saved by Houlihan once again. JC around the back of the net. Now he'll dump it up to Brown. Brown quickly back to Sanders, centered up front, blocked by Rockhurst. Over to Bachta. Bachta will go cross ice over to Sanders. Oops, Sanders lost the puck as he was trying to pass it to Brown, but does regain it. Comes back up to Brown. He'll send it around the boards over to Com. Com dumps it down back into the corner to Bachta. This will be stolen by Rockhurst up the right-hand side. Nice stick puck there. Poke check by Com. Now he gets the steal. Brings it into the Rockhurst zone. He'll take a shot. Saved by Houlihan right to Brown. Now it's chipped out into the night zone all the way back towards Russo. And we'll get an icing on Rockhurst as James will come back, touch it up. We'll face it off in the Rockhurst zone. 10-13 remaining the first. 1-0 Knights. Niels, Wellenberg, and James will check in along with Frederick and Braun on the defense. Face off in the Rockhurst zone, far side. Wellenberg will win it back to Braun. Braun will take a shot. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 90, Braden Braun off the face-off from Henry Zwellenberg. And the Knights lead 2-0. Zwellenberg comes around right to his forehand, takes a shot, glove saved by Houlihan, can't grasp it. That'll pop out, it'll come to Cohen. Cohen will send it off the boards down low. This will be grabbed by Braun. Up the left-hand side to James. James will bring it in, now loses it. Grabs it again, down low, goes around the backside of the net. Neal will try to post up front, gets swarmed by a couple Rockhurst. James will bring it in, saved by Houlihan. Rockhurst can't get it cleared. Now it'll come out to the neutral zone. This will come to Braun, right over to Frederick. Braun goes down. Rockhurst with the steal, whiffs on the shot, saved by Russo. Now it'll pop out to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg up the right. And now we're going to have an offsides.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Fast start by the Knights here. 9:01 remaining the first. Already up 2-0. Banks, Larson, and Smith will check in along with Prazel and Hutch. Face-off grab by Hutch. He'll backhand it. Now it's grabbed by Rockhurst. Rockhurst will bring it in. Quick shot. Glove saved by Russo. On the quick wrister from the blue line, they'll blow it dead. Face-off in the night zone. Face-off grab by Prazel. He'll chip it off the boards around over to the far side to Smith. Held in by Rockhurst right at the blue line. Now it's kicked out in the neutral zone. Now we'll have a delayed offsides. Hutch will grab this one down in the corner, bring it up the right-hand side, or left-hand side. Backhands it towards Larson. Chipped back out into the neutral zone by Rockhurst. They'll bring it up the right-hand side. Shot saved by Russo. Goes off to the far side to Smith. Smith will touch it ahead to Larson. Larson will bring it in right. Tries to get it back to Smith. Comes out to the stick of Banks. Gets deflected towards Larson in the corner. Now it comes to Prazel. He'll take a shot. Deflected. Goes off into the corner. Over to Hutch, the far side. Hutch will bring it over to Prazel. Held it in right at the blue line. Down to Banks. Banks will skate in. Takes a shot. That's deflected up front. Goes right off into the corner to Larson. Larson will try to center it back to Banks. Banks will drop it back to Prazel. He was skating more towards the middle, but does hold it into Larson. Loose puck now grabbed by Rockhurst, but can't get it cleared. Now it'll trickle out into the neutral zone. Dumped down into the night zone. Rockhurst will chase after it. Here comes Larson. Big body check up against the wall. He'll get that puck. Wraps it around the boards to the near side. Comes up to Banks. He'll chip it out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by George from Rockhurst. He'll try to cross-ice pass. Now Rockhurst will dump it. Down into the night zone. Hutch will come back. Backhands it around the boards. This will come to JC. Touched out into the neutral zone. That'll be offsides. They'll blow a dead face-off at neutral ice. 7:04 remaining in the first. 2-0 Knights. JC, Bakta, and Sanders will check in. Brown and Com on the defense. This will be grabbed by JC. He'll come up the left-hand side. Bakta stays on side. Right back to the middle for JC. Shot! That's deflected off to the far side. Wrapped around the boards by JC. Sanders with a big body check up against the boards. Boy, this is physical right from the start. Grabbed by Bakta. Bakta will cross ice. Nice pass over to Sanders. Sanders will backhand it over to Com. Com up at the blue line. He'll take one. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 10, Evan Com. From number 6, Kingston Sanders. And with 6:34 remaining in the first, it is 3-0 Knights. Face-off finally controlled by Rockhurst right up front. Now poked away by Sanders. Brown will dump it into the Hawklets zone. Hawklets will grab this. Now grabbed by Com. Had to hold up, waiting on Bach to get on sides. Over to the near side. Hawklets with the steal, loses the puck up front, but held in. Now grabbed by Brown. Brown will slap it off the boards. Comes out into the neutral zone. Now foot race for the puck. Hawklets will get there. Nice steal by Bakta. And poked away by the Hawklets. Back into the night zone. This will be grabbed by Com. Com will send it off the boards out in front. Nice center pass out to Sanders. Sanders brings it up the left-hand side. Puts on the brakes. Centers it right to JC up front. He'll lose the puck off to the far right. He'll backhand it over to Braun. Braun will take a shot. That's blocked up front by the Hawklets. Now kicked off into the corner. JC will continue to chase after it. Hawklets finally come away with it. They're going to ice this thing. 5:25 remaining in the first. Knights off to a quick start, 3-0. Face-off will be in the Rockhurst zone. Dunlap, Fortner, and Goins will check in. Frederick and Braun stay in on the defense. One from Dunlap over to Braun. Braun will send it down low. This goes right back to Dunlap. That's deflected, goes high up into the air near side. Frederick will hold it in, wraps it around the boards. That'll go back to Dunlap. Stolen by Rockhurst. They'll backhand it right up front. Goins is there. Now it's kicked off the boards. Dunlap hustles over, keeps it on side momentarily. Now Rockhurst will come away with the left-hand side. They'll send one wide right of the net. Bounces off the backboards to Frederick. Over to Goins. Goins will backhand it out into the neutral zone. Now Hawklets will send it cross ice, dump back down into the night zone. Frederick will look over his shoulder, grab this one, comes around the backside of the net. Quick pass right to Fortner. Fortner will bring it up the middle. 3-on-2 for the Knights. Fortner to the center. He'll take a shot. Houlihan with the save. Dunlap tries to get the rebound. He'll wrap it around the backside of the boards. This will be grabbed by Rockhurst. Dunlap will hold it in far side. Leaves it for Braun. That shot's deflected by Rockhurst. Can't get it cleared, though. Down into the corner it'll go. Rockhurst will race around the backside of the net. Over to the near boards. Battle over there with Fortner. Held in by Frederick. Right to Fortner. Fortner will backhand it. Right to forehand. Saved by Houlihan. Center back up front. Goins is battling down there as he's swarmed by a couple of Rockhurst players. And here comes Rockhurst the other way. Frederick will send him wide right down into the corner. Now they'll go around the back of the net. Big check by Frederick. Or by Braun. That's centered out into the neutral zone. Delayed offsides for the Hawklets. So Braun will come back and grab this one easily. Now look for cross ice to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg will tip it into the Hawklet zone momentarily. They'll send it back the other way. We got an icing. Faceoff will come back to the Rockhurst zone. Zwellenberg's checked in along with Neal and James. Here comes some fresh D with Hutch and Prazel.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
Cowan and Zwellenberg step into the center spot. This will be won by Rockhurst. Right back to Cowan. Cowan will be sent left, centers it to the right, but nobody home for the Hawklets. Now it'll be grabbed by James. James will get it up to Zwellenberg. Neal will stay onside. Zwellenberg with the shot. Houlihan with the save. Can't glove that one. They'll wrap it around the boards. This comes out of the neutral zone and be grabbed by Hutch. Hutch will bring it D to D over to Prazel on the left. Prazel will bring it in. Down into the corner. Zwellenberg will chase after it. Loses the puck backside of the net to the Hawklets. They'll send it out front. This will be held in by James. Now kicked back out, held in by Prazel. That shot's deflected by Rockhurst and goes back behind the net. Comes out into the neutral zone, down into the night zone. Russo will chase after it. Won't get the touch as Hutch gets there first. Down into the corner. Chips it off the boards, looking over far side to Prazel. Prazel up the right, looking for Neal over here. That's past Neal. This is going to be an icing. Face off in the night zone. Looks like Hutch and Prazel will stay out there. Knights will change up their forwards. In will come Larson, Smith, and Banks. Now they'll change up the defense as Brown and Com will come in, trying to keep these forwards and defensive lines the same. Good morning. .224 remaining the first, 3-0 Knights. Face-off grab by Smith. He'll get it ahead to Banks. Banks up the left-hand side, being back-checked to his backhand. Now pulls to his forehand, shoots. Save! Houlihan jumps on top of it. Face-off will be in the Hawklet zone with 2:13 remaining in the first. Face-off grab by Larson. He'll try to get it back to Brown. Now it'll be stolen by the Hawklets. Sent back into the Hawklet zone by Com. Com will take a shot. Houlihan with another save. Jumps on top of it. They'll blow it dead. Face-off will be again in the Hawklet zone. Face-off grab by Smith. This will come over to Com. Com will skate in. Glove saved by Houlihan once again. Larson to Smith. Smith back to Com. Com will get it back down to Smith. Now it's popped up in the air. Hawklets try to clear it, comes straight to Com. Com will cross ice over to Banks. Banks will take a shot, goes wide of the net, wraps around the board, comes back to Com. Com will now come D to D over to Brown. Brown has a shot deflected by the Hawklets up front. Comes right to Banks. Banks with the forehand shot. Houlihan with another save. Loose puck right up front. Now the Hawklets will clear it up the right-hand side. That'll be an icing. And with 1:22 remaining in the first, we'll change it up and face it off down in the Hawklet zone. This will bring in Bacta, Sanders, and JC. Braun and Frederick on the defense. That'll bounce out to Frederick. Frederick will take a shot, deflected right to Bacta. Bacta with a shot, that's deflected up front. Comes to Braun. Braun with a big slapper. Saved by Houlihan. Now grabbed by Bacta in the corner. He'll lose it out into the neutral zone, so the Knights will have to get on side. He'll send it far side over to Braun. Braun will send it down into the Hawkwood zone. Chased by Sanders. That'll come up to Frederick. Frederick right back towards Sanders, right in front to Houlihan. He'll jump on top of it with 50.2 seconds remaining. They'll blow it dead and another face-off in the Hawkwood zone. One down in the corner, grabbed by the Hawklets, comes right up to Frederick. He'll kick it right to Sanders, whiffs on the shot. Quick shot by Bacta, that's a save by Houlihan. Now cleared by the Hawklets. Down into the Knight zone. They'll wave this off as it's a slow roller, grabbed by Braun before the red line. Now he'll send it right to JC. JC will peel through the middle of the zone, right up the left-hand side. Right to the middle, to his forehand, shot goes wide of the net. He'll grab his own rebound off to the far side. Now be pressured by the Hawklets. He'll get it down to Bacta in the corner. Bacta tries to center to JC. That'll come to Braun. Braun over to Frederick. Frederick has a shot blocked. Here come the Hawklets the other way. 9 seconds remaining on the breakout. They'll bring it in. Backhander saved by Russo. And we're going to get a delayed penalty here. This looks like it's going to be on Rockhurst late, just as the period ends, and number 4 is going to head to the sin bin here. After one, the Knights lead 3-0. They'll start the second on a power play. Didn't see the call, but I'm assuming it was roughing. Knights 3 goals on 18 shots. Rockhurst, no goals on 8 shots in that first period. Knights took 52 shots on goal last night, and they're well on that pace to exceed that today. Rockhurst will head to the bench, or the sin bin there. Knights will go to the power play to start this second. Bacta, Fortner, and Dunlap will start on the... It's 2 minutes for interference for Rockhurst. Fortner, Dunlap, and Bacta on the forward line. Com and Brown will check in on the defense as we're ready to start this second period. 15 minutes on the clock. Knights leading 3-0. Face off one back to Com. Com will retreat back now, go cross ice over to Brown. Brown will bring it back near side to Fortner, and we're going to get an offsides. One by Rockhurst, now dumped into the Knight zone. Com will chase after it. He'll get to it first and wheel around the backside of the net. Up the left-hand side, poked away there by Rockhurst, and they'll come the other way. Nice back check by Fortner, lifts the stick. Now checked by Dunlap. That'll come to Com to Dunlap to Fortner. Fortner will skate in. Shot saved by Houlihan. Rebound by Dunlap. That's another save by Houlihan. Now it'll be cleared all the way down into the Knight zone. This will be touched by Russo. Russo to Com. Com will try to backhand it to Brown. Stolen by Rockhurst. They'll skate in. Shoots and scores. That'll be a shorthanded goal for the Hawklets. James and JC will check in on the defense. Wellenberg, Sanders, and Banks. That's one back to Banks. Now the Hawklets will clear it. That'll pop into the neutral zone to Sanders. He'll bring it near side to JC as the Knights get back on side. JC up the right-hand side, looking. Tries to center it to Banks on that back door. Couldn't get a hold of it. Comes out to James. James will bring it to Sanders. Sanders to JC. JC will try that again with Banks. Now stolen by Rockhurst. They'll bring it up the left-hand side. Held in by Zwellenberg. Now cleared by Rockhurst all the way down into the Knight zone. This will be touched up by Russo. He'll leave it for Sanders. 13:30 remaining in the second. 3-1 Knights. Sanders up the left-hand side. Brings it in with some speed. Right to his forehand. Takes a shot. Deflected. Goes up over the net. Now around to Zwellenberg. Far side. He'll backhand it over to James. James will bring it in. Now touches it down to Zwellenberg down in the corner. He'll center, trying to get it to Banks, centered up front. That goes past him over to James in the corner once again. James will bring it around the backside of the net. Over to the near corner. Centers it up front. Right off the stick of Banks. Pops out in the neutral zone. That's the end of the power play for the Knights. Now it'll be JC to Sanders. Sanders will bring it in. Takes a shot. Blocked up front by Rockhurst. Yeah, they were cherry picking shots. Saved by Russo. He'll jump on top of it. Didn't see that Rockhurst player hanging out at the red line. They got a quick breakout. Nice job by Russo saving that goal. They'll blow it dead. We'll face it off in the Hawklet zone. Knights will switch it up. Frederick and Braun will check in along with Fortner, Dunlap, and Goins. One down into the corner, grabbed by Braun. Around the backside of the net it'll go, over towards Frederick's side. Oh, big hit by Frederick. Centered up front, now bounces out to Fortner. Fortner will bring it up the middle, goes to his left. Goes wide, back to his forehand, takes a shot, saved by Houlihan, loose up front, shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 88, Brett Dunlap. From number 40, Michael Fortner. And the Knights now up 4-1. 12:15 remaining in the second. Hey, you want more goals? Crash the net. That's what Dunlap did. That thing was sitting right in front, and he pounded it in the back. Face-off comes to Braun. Braun will chip it off the boards up ahead. Fortner will grab this one, takes it in, takes a shot, saved by Houlihan. Now the net comes off. They'll blow it dead. No goal as the puck did go in, but the net came off first. We'll face it off in the Hawklet zone. Grabbed by the Hawklets, slapped down by Fortner. He'll take a shot. That's deflected up front, goes off into the corner. Now Fortner will send it backside of the net to Dunlap. Now cleared by the Hawklets. This is going to be an icing. We'll bring it back to the Hawklet zone for another face-off. Knights will switch everything up.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
Larson, Smith, and Banks check in on the forward line. Hutch and Prazel on the defense. Face-off comes to Smith. He'll send it over to Prazel. Prazel will send a shot, deflected up front, jumped on by Houlihan. Larson will win it to Banks. Banks with a shot, that's deflected, pops high up into the air, now cleared by Rockhurst. That'll be another icing. One over to Smith, pulled back, deflected, goes off into the far corner towards Banks. Banks will chip it up the boards to Prazel. Prazel will come D to Hutch. He'll take a one-timer wide right. Rebound and the net is off, and now we got a little skirmish up front as Larson lays somebody out. Another Rockhurst player was already on the ground. The refs come over and they'll... looks like Larson's going to go to the sin bin on that cross check. Yeah, they'll get him for roughing. Rockhurst will head to the power play. Face off down into the Knight zone with 11:22 remaining in the second. 4-1 Knights. Prazel and Hutch will be on the defense. Wellenberg and Sanders on the forward line. One down in the corner by Wellenberg. Prazel will send it up the boards. Down into the Hawklet zone. Sanders will race back after it. He'll get to it first. Nice speed. Sends it around the boards, but nobody there for the Knights. Prazel will hold it in momentarily. Now Wellenberg will grab it in the neutral zone. Poked away by Rockhurst. Off to the far side towards Prazel. Prazel will slap it down. Now that's kicked up in the air down into the Hawklet zones. Wellenberg will chase after it. That'll pop out right to Sanders. Sanders will hold it in. Tries to center to Wellenberg. Stolen by Rockhurst. They'll bring it up the right-hand side. Around Prazel. Backside of the net. Centers it up front towards Bierman. Still loose down low. Now grabbed by Bierman. Bierman will go down. He slaps one off the back of the netting. Grabbed by Prazel once again around the boards down into the Hawklet zone. Wellenberg and Sanders go to the bench. Hawklet's cleared up into the neutral zone. In comes Dunlap. Nice back check by Dunlap. Gets the steal. Hutch will send it down into the Hawklet zone once again. Fortner will chase after it. Hawklet's will get there first. Now they'll bring it up near side. Check by Fortner. Loose puck pops out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Prazel. Prazel will bring it in left side. He'll take a shot. Glove saved by Houlihan. They'll blow it dead. Face-off will be in the Hawklet zone. 33 seconds remaining on the roughing penalty for Larson. Face-off grab by the Hawkets, slapped away momentarily by Fortner. Now it's kicked out in the neutral zone. That'll come to Prazel. He'll cross ice right to Fortner on the right-hand side. Back check by the Hawkets. Backhander shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 40, Michael Fortner. from number 68, Hayden Prazel. And now Prazel's going to get an unsportsmanlike. He was taunting. And now the Hawklets will have a 5-on-3 power play for 20 seconds. Dunlap will go to the bench. Looks like Braun will come in, along with Hutch. Let's see, they bring in for the third person. That'll be Smith. So two defensemen, one forward for the Knights. 20 seconds remaining on the Larson penalty before he'll come in. 5-1 Knights, 9:42 remaining in the second. Not sure what the holdup here. Ref's talking to Coach Z over there, far side. Cowan for Rockhurst, Smith for the Knights, check into center. Face-off won by Rockhurst. They'll bring it left side. 5-on-3. They'll skate it in the left. Braden will send them right. Saved by Russo. Now Smith will slap it around the boards. This will come out into the neutral zone. Rockhurst will have to get back on side. They'll chip it off the boards. Nice back check there by Smith. Lifts a stick. He'll get the steal. In comes Larson. Smith will bring it into the middle. To the right, loses it down for a check, down low. Now a big check on Smith, arms in the air. We got a penalty coming up, and we're going to get a hooking on Rockhurst. So this will neutralize the power play for Rockhurst, and we'll skate 4-on-4. Hutch will go to the bench. Frederick will come in to be with Braun. Bachta and Sanders will check in for Larson and Smith. Bachta will win it to Sanders. Sanders will try to center it back up front to Bachta. That goes past him. Frederick holds it in. Dumps it down behind the net. Grabbed by Rockhurst. Held in by Sanders, down into the corner to Bachta. He'll get checked. Loose puck sitting in the corner. Big check by Sanders. Puck goes far side. Now Rockhurst will clear it into the neutral zone. This will come back to Braun. He'll go D to D over to Frederick. Frederick will bring it in towards Bachta. Off the wall to Bachta. He'll take a shot, shoots, and scores! City goal! Number 5, Chase Bachta. From number 80, Broden Frederick. What a tough angle on that shot. And with 8:39 remaining in the second, 6-1 Knights. Smith and JC will check in. We'll keep Frederick and Braun out there. Won by Cowan for the Rockhurst. They'll send it over to the near side. That'll be stolen by Braun. Now dumped down into the corner. Braun will chase after. Puts a body in there. Comes away with the puck. Right up front to James. James will lose it. The Rockhurst can't get it cleared. Frederick will hold it in to JC. JC around the back of the net. He's got Braun up high. Braun will send one. That goes wide left, far side. Frederick will hold it in. James will rotate up to the D. Frederick will send it around the back of the net to JC. JC will bring it up to Braun. Braun back to JC. JC around the back of the net. Now he'll bring it up high to Frederick. Frederick will come D to D over to Braun. Nice pass, shoots, glove saved by Houlihan. 3 seconds remaining on the penalty to Prazel, and then the Knights will go on the power play for 30 seconds. Tom and Brown will check in. This will be Fortner and Dunlap. Dunlap to Fortner. Fortner to Com. Com will send a shot. Houlihan with a glove save. That's the end of the penalty to Prazel. Knights are going to switch up their goaltender. Trent Smith will come in. Russo will take a break on the bench. Zwellenberg is checked in, so 5-on-4 power play for the Knights with 28 seconds left on that penalty. One down in the corner. This will be grabbed by Rockhurst. They'll lose the backside of the net, so Zwellenberg will come away with it. He'll bring it up high to Brown. Brown will bring it across ice to Com. Com will skate in. He'll send it back to Brown, up high by the blue line. They'll take a shot. Saved by Houlihan. Comes right back to Com. He'll send one deflected off a skate. That goes backside of the net to Dunlap. Dunlap to Com. That's the end of the power play for the Knights. They'll send it down low to Fortner. Fortner around the net, off the boards to Brown, near side, back down low to Fortner, loses the puck. Now here comes Rockhurst. They'll send it all the way down. That's going to be an icing. They'll blow a dead. Face-off will come back to the Hawklets zone. 6:55 remaining the second. 6-1 Knights. Here comes Goins, Neal, and James. Com and Brown will stay in. James will step to center. Neal to the right, Goins to the left. Face-off one near side to Com. Com will send it down into the corner. Neal will chase after it. Goins will chase after it. Puck pops out into the middle, grabbed by the Hawklets. Now stolen by James. He'll send it off the boards back down low. Goins will go chasing after it, sends it back the other way. This will be grabbed by the Hawklets. Can't get it cleared, held in by James. Quick shot goes wide. Comes over near side. Neal will come over. Can't grab the puck. Hawklets will try to get it cleared, but held in momentarily. Now to come out to the neutral ice. Up the right-hand side, toe drag by the Hawklets to stay on side. Com will come away with the puck. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. Leaves it for Brown. Brown was going in front of the net. Puck goes back towards the backside of the net. Hawklets get a steal. Now to pop up to Neal. Shot for the Hawklets goes wide. That'll come over far side to James. Out into the neutral ice. Now it'll be grabbed by Neal. Neal tried to pull it back. Held in by Hawklets right there in the neutral ice. Oh, Brown with a big body check. Now comes away to Com. Com will bring it to his forehand. To his backhand. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 10, Evan Com. Unassisted. And the Knights are up 7-1. Smith, Larson, and Banks will check in on the forwards. Braun and Frederick back on the defense. Faceoff comes back to Braun. Braun will send it off the boards towards Banks' far side. Banks will bring it in the left. Oop, has it poked away there by Rockhurst. Now the Knights will have to get onside. They do. Entry pass comes right back to Smith. Smith with a shot. Saved by Houlihan. Comes right back out to Larson. Larson will dump it to Frederick. Saved by Houlihan once again. Grabbed by Larson. Tries to center it up front. Deflected by Bierman for the Hawklets. That'll go around to Banks. Banks will kick it over to Frederick. Deflected, comes right to Larson up front. Poked away momentarily by Bierman. Now the shot by Larson goes wide of the net over to Banks' far side. Held in by Frederick. Down low to Smith. Loose puck grabbed by the Hawklets. Now stolen by Banks. Banks will send one, saved by Houlihan once again. Off into the corner to Larson. Larson brings it high up to Frederick. Back down to Larson. Backhands it down low to Banks. Banks will send it high up to Frederick. He'll bring it cross ice over to Braun. Bounces it off the board, centered up front. Goes right past Houlihan. Off to the corner to Banks. Banks will try to get it to Frederick. That'll come past Frederick out into the neutral zone, down into the night zone, grabbed by Braun. Slapped up the boards, grabbed with speed from Larson. Banks puts on the brakes to stay onside. Larson skates in, down into the corner. He'll come around backside of the net. Sends it up high to Braun. Braun will go D to D over to Frederick. Frederick with a shot. Deflected and goes wide of the net to Larson. Larson back to Braun. He'll send one, bounces one off of one of the Rockhurst players. Gets deflected, comes around the boards. Frederick over to Banks in the corner. Around the backside of the net, grabbed by Larson, gets tied up, loose puck. Oh, Rockhurst sent one backside of the net, near corner. Big check over there by Larson. Rockhurst gets another check. Loose puck now trickles out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Frederick. He'll bounce it off the boards, grabbed by Rockhurst, checked by Braun, goes down into the night zone. Now this will be grabbed by Frederick. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. 3:23 remaining in the period. Sanders comes in. Now to Larson, popped into the neutral zone, stolen by the Rockhurst. Down around the backside of the net. Goes off to the far corner towards Frederick. He'll get it ahead to Sanders. Quick shot saved by Smith. He'll glove that one. They'll blow a dead face off in the night zone.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
3:03 remaining in the second. Bakta, JC, and Sanders in there. Prazel and Hutch on the defense. Face-off off into the corner, held in by Rockhurst. They'll chip it off the boards. They'll take a slapper. Goes wide left of the net into the near corner. Up the boards, out into the neutral zone. No arm in the air on this one. Rockhurst will race after it. They'll slap it hard around the boards. Over to the far side. Sanders will hold it in. Grabs the puck right to his forehand. Loses it on his forehand. Regains control right around the blue line. Stays to his forehand. Drops it for Smith. Stolen by Cowan. He'll deflect it off the boards. Rockhurst will hold it in. Now to be stolen by JC. JC tries to get it to Sanders. Right back to a Rockhurst player. Oh, big check. Down goes JC. Here comes Hutch the other way. Chips it down into the Rockhurst zone with 2:10 remaining. Big check on the backside there by JC, and they're going to get him for a penalty. That was a little late. And Rockhurst will head to the power play. Roughing on JC, 2 minutes on the penalty. 2:07 remaining in the second. Knights will switch it up. Brown and Com will come in. Dunlap and Fortner. 7-1 Knights, 2:07 remaining in the second. Faceoff comes to Rockhurst. Now poked away by Dunlap, held in by Rockhurst. They'll send one up front. This is grabbed by Com. Com will finally get it cleared into the neutral zone. He'll bring it up the left. Fortner stays onside. Right to Com's forehand. He'll take a shot. Saved by Houlihan. Grabbed by Rockhurst. Can't get it cleared. Dunlap will hold it in. Right back to Fortner. Now stolen by Rockhurst. They'll come up the right. Fortner working on a back check. Brown will send him right. And now has it poked away right over to the wall. Brown will try to clear it. Rockhurst holds it in right at the blue line. 1:25 remaining in the period. Now grabbed by Com. Wheels right through the front of the net. Off into the far corner. He'll bring it near side to Brown. Brown will chip it off the boards, trying to get it out to Dunlap. Dunlap up the right. Down into the corner. Fortner right to the middle. Centers to Fortner just behind him. Comes out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Com. He'll send it to Brown. Brown will chip it off the boards, trying to get it to Fortner. 1 minute remaining in the period. Now grabbed by Com, waiting on everybody to get on side. Down goes Com right at the blue line. Now out to Rockhurst. Saved by Smith on the shot from Rockhurst. Grabbed by Fortner. He'll get it ahead to Dunlap. Dunlap will send it into the Rockhurst zone. George will send it out back into the neutral zone for Rockhurst. Rockhurst will send it far side. 25 seconds remaining. 20 seconds remaining on the power play for Rockhurst. Shot goes right to the glove of Trent Smith as Wellenberg and James have checked in. Now Brown and Com will go to the bench for a breather. 12 seconds remaining on the Rockhurst power play. In will come Frederick and Braun. 18.5 seconds remaining in the period. Oh, quick shot by Rockhurst. Blocker saved by Smith. Goes off into the corner. Now to be Zwellenberg trying to bring it up. He'll touch it to Frederick. Frederick will get it to James. James right to his forehand. He'll take a shot, gets deflected, and goes wide of the net. Around the backside of the net. Here comes JC. That's the end of the period. And after 2, it's the Knights 7, the Hawklets 1. We'll take a short intermission for cleaning of the ice, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. All right, intermission over. Smith back into his net. A little stretching here as they've sat in the locker room for 15 minutes. And then we'll get period number 3 underway with the Knights leading 7-1. 7 goals on 40 shots for the Knights. 1 goal on 13 shots for the Hawklets. All right, refs say that's enough. Let's get her going. JC will head off to the right wing, Bach to the center, Sanders to the left. Com and Brown on the defense. Start of period 3. Won by Bachta. Down into the Hawkwood zone. This will be grabbed by JC. JC will wheel around the backside of the net. Sanders posting up front. Now they'll drop it to Brown. Brown will send it over to Com. Quick slapper, bounces right off a Hawkwood player, but held in by the Knights. Goes off to the far corner. Now up the boards out in the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Brown. Brown will send it near side to Sanders. Right up to JC. He'll lose it. Hawklets will try to clear it, but Brown will hold it in. Back into the corner to Sanders. Sanders around the backside of the net. Loses the puck, comes right to Com. Com will look to leave it for Brown, keeps it down into the corner. He'll come around the back of the net. Popped up in the air, slapped down by Brown. And now we're going to get a hand pass and kick it out into the neutral zone for a face-off. Banks, Larson, and Smith will check in, along with Hutch and Prazel. Face-off one back towards Prazel. He'll retreat back into the Knight zone. Now he peels back. That bounces off Smith. Now grabbed by Prazel up the wall. This is going to be an icing. And we'll face it off in the Knight zone. Larson and Cowan check in here to the center spot. Puck ready to drop. One by Cowan back. Hawklets hold it in. Dumps it back down into the corner. Frederick will backhand it up to Larson. Now it'll come to Banks. Banks right back to Larson. Larson will chip it down into the Hawkwood zone, down into the corner. Chase after it, gets it to the back of the net. Now up high to Braun. Braun will touch it over. Hawklets will steal it out into the neutral zone by Cowan. Now down into the Knight zone. This will be grabbed by Braun. He'll wheel around the backside of the net and up the near side. Loses the puck. Hawklets hold it in. Oh, big check by Braun right in front. Loose puck grabbed by Smith. Cowan will grab it for the Hawklets, centered around the boards, held in by Frederick. Now comes right back up to Frederick. He'll send it cross ice over to Larson. Larson with the shots. Deflected and up into the netting. We'll face it off in the Hawkwood zone. Ooh, that was a big collision right in front of us. Knights will change it up. This will bring in James, Neal, and Zwellenberg on the forward line. Zwellenberg will go to center, Neal to the right, James to the left. Hutch and Prazel stay in on the defense. Zwellenberg will win it down in the corner to Neal. Neal will backhand it, trying to get it to Hutch. Now Hutch will send it to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg tried to cross ice to James, bounces off a Hawklets skate, wrapped around the boards. That comes to Prazel. Pulls back to the middle, takes a shot, deflected. That goes high up over the net. Over to Zwellenberg. He'll drop it for Smith. Smith will cross ice over to James. James will take a shot. Houlihan with a save. Back to James. Grabbed by Zwellenberg. Pops out all the way to Prazel. Held in. He'll skate in. Takes a shot. That goes wide right over to Zwellenberg far side. He'll backhand it back over to Neal. Neal will drop it for Zwellenberg. Now it's deflected. Comes to Rockhurst. Rockhurst will bring it near side. Stolen by James. He'll retreat back into the night zone and up the left-hand side. Back to his forehand. Skates in. Round the backside of the net. Looks to center it. Has it poked away. Slapped away by Rockhurst. That'll bounce over Hutch's stick. Now grabbed by Hutch. Over to Neal. Just out in front of his stick. Goes down into the corner. Smith will chase after it. Grabs it to Neal. Neal tries to center to Zwellenberg. Gets broken up by the Hawklets. Now Prazel will take a shot. That gets deflected off to the far corner. Comes up to James. James will have one deflected. Goes off into the netting. Knights will change everybody up. Fortner just come in. He'll stay out there with Dunlap and Goins. Tom and Brown on the defense. Dunlap wins it over near side to Com. Com has a shot deflected, goes wide right. Centered back up front. Houlihan with a save. Face-off will be in the Hawklet zone. 9:30 remaining in the game. 7-1 Knights.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Dunlap wins it again over to Fortner. Fortner will backhand it to Com. Com will have one deflected out front, goes off to the near corner. Goins will chase over, big body check. Dunlap's down there. Puck comes up the near boards by the Hawklets. Out into the neutral zone. Brown will chase back. This will be touched by Smith. Now grabbed by Brown. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. Past Cowan. Gets the pass up to Dunlap. Tries a one touch to Goins. Couldn't handle that. Now to retreat back to Com in the neutral zone. Cross ice over to Brown just out in front of him. He'll chase down the left-hand wall down into the corner. Flex right out front, comes straight to Fortner. Poke check by the Hawklets. Fortner still battling for it back behind the net. Gets tied up. Now the Hawklets will send it around the boards. This will be up the right-hand side. They're going to wave everything off. Brown will chase back. Hawklets will chase back. Hawklets get there first. Pops right up front. Whiffs on the shot. Goes wide of the net. Now grabbed by Com. Com to Brown. Brown's going to ice this one. Face-off will be in the night zone far side with a running clock now at 7:55 remaining in the game. Sanders, Bachta, and JC will check in, along with Frederick and Braun. Won by the Hawklets. Now they'll send it off to their wingers. Sends it back up front. This is going to be stolen by Braun. He'll chip it off the boards out into the neutral zone. Hawklets will get to it, race back into their own zone. Cross ice is tipped by Bachta. That'll come into the night zone to Braun. Braun to Frederick. Frederick to Sanders. Sanders will skate in, takes a shot deflected by the Hawklets right to the stick of Bachta. Shot goes wide left. Frederick will hold it in, gets it down low to JC. JC brings it up high to Braun. Braun will skate in. Shot saved by Houlihan. Held in by Sanders. Pulls back to the middle. Now the Hawklets will grab it. They'll send one down towards Smith. He'll kick it off the side to Braun. Braun will wheel around the backside of the net. Bring it up the left-hand side. Now he spins off towards the middle. Back to the right, loses it down into the Hawklets zone. Will chase after it into the corner. This will be grabbed by Sanders. Now kicked away by Hawklets. Pops right up to Braun. Braun will take a shot, whiffs on the shot. Now he'll take a rebounded shot, deflected, saved by Houlihan. Couldn't get on top of it. Here come the Hawklets the other way. Nice back checking by the Knights. They'll poke it away. Sanders will turn around up the left-hand side. Tries to center it to JC. Comes right back to it. Blocker saved. Up into the netting off of Houlihan's blocker. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Hawklet zone with a running clock of 5:57 remaining in the game. Prazel and Hutch will check back in. Smith, Larson, and Banks. Face-off one right to Banks. He'll have it poked away, comes to Hutch. Left-hand side, tries to cross ice to Prazel, stolen by Rockhurst. They go down, so it's held in by Smith. Now it kicks out into the neutral zone. Foot race for the puck. Hutch is going to get there first. He'll send it to his backhand and bring it up the right-hand side. Cross ice to Banks, right in the middle. Right to Banks' forehand, to the right. He'll take a shot, deflected, and comes off to the left-hand side. Rockhurst will bring it the other way. Loses the puck out in the neutral zone. Banks will race back and grab it. Now he'll backhand it, touched by Prazel. Now grabbed by Larson. Larson will bring it into the Hawkwood zone. He'll take a shot wide left of the net. Comes over near side. Banks holds it in, goes down into the corner to Larson. Larson will bring it up high to Hutch. Hutch will take a shot. Glove saved by a Houlihan. Shot was going a little bit wide right of the net anyways. They will blow it dead. Face off in the Hawkwood zone. 4:40 remain in the game. In will come Niels, Wellenberg, Tom, Brown, and James.
This game is brought to you by Power Electric. Power puts people first.
Wellenberg wins it over to James near side. He'll take a shot, saved by Houlihan, rebounds Wellenberg, saved by Houlihan again. Off the boards, up to the near side, comes right to Brown. Brown will send it down low, back behind James. Hawklets will get to it, and they'll clear it up the right-hand side. Out into the neutral zone to Brown. Brown will try to cross ice over to Zwellenberg. That's picked off by the Hawklets. Now stolen by Zwellenberg at the red line, sends it back into the Rockhurst zone. They'll bring it near side, stolen by James, kicked out to Brown in the neutral zone. Brown will get it back to James. James with the backhand, has it poked away. Now Neal will bring it into the Hawkwood zone, pulls it back to the middle. Can't get a shot off. Nice back checking by Bierman. Now it'll pop over to Zwellenberg. He'll try to pull it back to the middle. Grabbed by the Hawklets, cleared into the neutral zone. Arms in the air. They're going to call icing and will face it off in the Hawkwood zone with 3:20 remaining in the game. Knights will switch it up. Fortner, Dunlap, Goins. Braun and Frederick. Face-off won by Dunlap to Fortner. Fortner to Braun. Braun sends it back behind the net. Rockhurst will get there, try to clear it, held in by Frederick. Now it pops out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by Braun. He'll dump it back into the Hawkwood zone, back behind the net. Hawklets will get there first. Big check by Fortner, whiffs on the clearing pass. Now one bounces off of Goins. Grabbed by Fortner, back behind the net. Fortner continues to control it. Now up to the middle. That's poked by Dunlap. Pops up in the air. Hawklets will send it cross ice. That's batted down by Fortner, but right to the hand of one of the Hawklets players. They'll send it into the Knight zone. Backhander by Frederick. Can't get it cleared. Kicks out into the middle of the ice. Now the Hawklets will send it up. That bounces off of Braun, goes off to the far side. Braun will grab it. Chips it off the boards to Goins. Now grabbed by Dunlap. He'll send it down into the Hawkwood zone. Hawklets will get there. They'll try a cross ice pass. Bring it up the near center ice. Squeezed by Frederick and Braun. Frederick comes away with it, chips it off the glass, trying to get it to Sanders. Just a little bit out in front of him. Hawklets send it back to the Knight zone. This will be grabbed by Braun behind the net. Big collision. Braun loses the puck. Hawklets with a shot deflected off of Frederick. Now it comes all the way up to Bakta. Bakta to his backhand. Peels back for some time and space. Right back to his forehand center of the ice. Leaves it for Sanders on a drop pass. Sanders will take a shot off the side of the post. Centered up front. Houlihan with a save. Comes right to Prazel. Prazel can't get a solid shot off. Goes off into the corner. 57 seconds remaining in the game. Bakta will get it in the corner. Pops up to Prazel. Prazel come D to D over to Frederick. Frederick with a shot. That goes wide right. Comes off to the near far side. Held in by Prazel. Now stolen by Cowan. Cowan will bring it up the left. Frederick hustling back. Nice back check by Frederick. He'll get the poke check and the steal. Now loose puck comes out to Prazel in the middle of the ice. He'll send it up to JC. Poke checked away by Rockhurst. Now a slapper by Prazel goes deflected off Sanders off to the far corner. Bakta will send it back to Frederick. That'll come to Prazel. Loose puck comes over to the near side. Oh, big check. Rockhurst holds it in. Shot that's deflected goes high up over the net. Off to the far side. Final 5 seconds. Centered up front. That goes wide. Sanders is going to grab it, and that's the way this one's going to end. JC took a little shot to the head afterward with a stick. Didn't like that. Refs separated as they were going to go after each other. They blow it dead. Into the game. Knights win 7-1. JV coming up. JV 1 versus Springfield Spirit will come up at 1 o'clock. Knights sweep Rockhurst this weekend. Take 4 points to add to their point standing. We'll be back at 1 o'clock for the JV game. Final score, Knights 7, Rockhurst 1.